We're shelling corn, and I want to check my losses. So we're going to use this Bushel Plus pan, stick it up underneath our combine, and we're going to see what kind of losses our combine has from it. As we're shelling along here and we get the flow through the combine, everything's working and operating at speed and like we want, we're going to hit the button on our remote control. It's going to drop that pan. We'll combine over top of it, and then we'll go out and see what we got. All right, well, we're doing about 5 miles an hour. You can see what our settings are here. You can see our loss is showing pretty low. We got 2 bars over the sieve, 1 out of the rotor there, but that's pretty good level, so we'll go ahead and drop that pan. There, the lights show us that it is dropped. Now we're going to keep combining for a little ways until we're no longer over top of it. Now we walk back here and find our pan. I'm curious to see how it's going to lay on the corn stalks and whether or not it tipped over or anything like that. It did not tip over. Did pretty good. We got a couple of kernels. Let's see what that works out to. So we're going to take that. I'm going to pick out the big chunks here. And then we're going to dump all of this chaff and stuff into our little air separator. We poured all that in there. And we turned on the fan, and now it's blowing that dust out. Give it a little shake. There was a little bean dust in the pan, so it's blowing all of that out. Get the husks out of there. Pick any of the big stuff out. Bits of cob. Until we get just the kernels. There is all the kernels that we pulled out of our pan. Separated out of there. It looks like a lot, and maybe it is. We'll see what their app says here, but it is 2.9 grams. So weight 2.9. Okay. Calculate. Total loss in bushels per acre is 1.8. That is in 250 bushel corn. That's not too bad. We can try and dial that in a little bit better, but that's not too bad. One thing that I did notice in looking at that grain that was coming out of the back of it, and some of it could have been caused by the chopper, but we were grinding it up. And so I'm going to keep an eye on our grain tank sample in the window behind us here, and if I notice a bunch of fines or ground up corn, we're going to slow our rotor down, which we're already down to 250. We'll widen that gap out a little bit, try and preserve our grain quality just a little bit better. But pretty cool. Thanks to Bushels Plus for that drop pan, and it works really good for helping to dial in the loss.